What's going on, you guys? It is your boy, the American Motorsports fan, Eric Ringel here, and we are live for the Imola GP. Let me just make sure that we have got everything a-going. Got to make sure audio is working. If you guys are joining me live, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. All right, let's see here. Let's just make sure. Testing. Let's just make sure. There we go. All right, we are working. We are up and going. All right, so we are live for the Imola GP. And as you guys can see in the lower left-hand corner there, we have our live subscriber count up. And as you guys can see, yesterday we hit 500 subscribers on the channel. I am absolutely freaking ecstatic. We're going to make that nice and large here. 500 subscribers we hit. So that is absolutely outstanding. So let's talk a little bit about the Imola GP. We got Max Verstappen starting from pole once again. He's on a hot streak. And in Monaco next weekend, if he's able to get pole position there, he will break the record set by Ayrton Senna for most pole positions in a row. Lando Norris is going to be starting right alongside him in second place. Charles Leclerc in third. Carlos Sainz in fourth. We heard, and I don't know if Max Verstappen may have gotten the pole position without help from, of all people, Nico Hülkenberg. Max had stopped him, or had helped him in Q2, and that's why we saw that huge lap by Nico Hülkenberg in Q2 to get into Q3, where he qualified, I think it was third, if I remember correctly, to get into Q3. So then Nico returned the favor and basically gave him some tow, and it got Max pole position, but all the talk this weekend has been the upgrades that Ferrari and McLaren have brought, and the start of the weekend, we saw Red Bull kind of struggling with their setup, with their pace. They were just not, I think, at 100%, but it seems like for qualifying, they got that car finally, squared away to where, they were able to, they had a fast car. So that was the one good thing I think we saw, was that whatever they had, whatever was going on with their car, they fixed it going into qualifying. Max puts up a pole lap. Piastri was initially supposed to be starting in P2, but Piastri gets a 3-place grid penalty for blocking Kevin Magnussen in Q1. I know there were a lot of people on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that said, "Why does that matter? Kevin does it all the time." I get your complaint, but you can't block somebody in qualifying like Oscar Piastri did. I get it. Y'all want Kevin to kind of suffer the same things that he's suffered, and it was a dumb argument by a lot of people. But so Piastri starts fifth. Russell is starting from sixth. Sonoda starting from 7th. It looked like the Visa Cash App Red Bull team was really on it in qualifying, putting their car. They were at one point, I think, in Q2. It was either Q1 or Q2. Tsunoda was like second place, and he didn't even have to go out again to run another lap, which was good for him. And so then he had an extra set of soft tires to go into Q3, was only able to put up a 7th place. Then you got Lewis Hamilton starting in 8th, Daniel Ricciardo 9th, Nico Hulkenberg in 10th. Perez missing Q3, just starting outside of the top 10 in 11th place. Perez just seemed really off in qualifying, just was way off of his teammate all throughout. You got Esteban Ocon starting 12th in the Alpines. It looks like maybe the Alpines are maybe starting to find, the upgrades that are really going to improve the car, because you've got Ocon in 12th, you've got Gasly in 15th, which, at the beginning of the season, you had both of those guys clearly in the bottom part of the team order, and now with them scoring a points finished a couple weeks ago, now you have to start to wonder: are they going to be able to put up the fight to potentially get back into that midfield battle? You got Lance Stroll starting in 13th. Aston Martin just having a howler of a qualifying yesterday. Lance Stroll, the best qualifier of the Aston Martins. Alonso Alonso qualified 20th, but he's now going to be starting from the pit lane, obviously making changes to his car. You got Albon in 14th, Gasly 15th, like I said. You've got the Sauber kick team of Bottas and Guan Yu Zhou starting in 16th and 17th. Kevin Magnussen starting in 18th. Again, he got blocked in his last lap in Q1. That it looks like Haas has the pace, and so you wonder whether or not, had he not gotten blocked, had Magnussen at least be able to get out of Q1. And then you've got Logan Sargent in 19th, the last starter on the grid. And then, like I said, Alonso is going to be starting from pit lane. So this is going to be an extremely interesting race. Obviously, like we've talked about, Ferrari's got the upgrades. McLaren's got more upgrades. Piastri looked fast. Norris looks fast. The Ferraris looked fast. Is this going to be the race that kind of proves that these teams have made that major step forward to, get into that fight with the Red Bulls? Because as we've heard from Red Bull several times, Red Bull, Adrian Newey has said there's very minimal gain left to get on this car to, really push them back away from the field. And so a lot of the upgrades that we're going to see from Red Bull are going to be upgrades that, just don't, just aren't going to yield the times that are going to push them back away from the Ferraris and the McLarens. Upgrades for Mercedes doesn't seem to have really changed a whole lot there. We really don't know where Aston Martin is lying with their upgrades with the shocking qualifying that they had this weekend. So, with those top 5 teams, we've seen the RB team with Tsunoda and Ricciardo really start to push their way up. Maybe they're now the 5th best team on the grid. We've seen the Haas, really push for points consistently. So, there's a really good shot for Haas to be there as well. But it's really, at this point, I think it's a 3-team race between Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren. So, with all that being said, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button on the live stream. It helps push this stream out to more Formula One fans who may not necessarily want to listen to the broadcast, because I know there's a lot of people that are not very happy that David Croft is not on the broadcast this week, but he's taken a week off, and then obviously I believe he's back in Monaco next weekend. So I know there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to want to listen to the broadcast that's going to be put out today. So if you guys can, hit that like button. If you guys are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button as well. We're at 500 subscribers. We finally did it, but let's keep pushing. Let's get to 1,000 now. Let me know in the chat where you guys are watching this race from. And if you guys have got any questions leading up to the race, we're just 8 minutes out. So if you guys can... yeah, if you guys can just let me know where you guys are watching the race from, that would be awesome. And if you have any last minute questions, just let me know. There we go. Trying to fix my computer reset a lot of my settings after I turned it off, so I've had to kind of fix it a little bit. So as you guys can see, you guys get the race control messages. We have the live timing screen as well. So you guys will be able to see all the movement there. I have tried to kill some of the delay in the timing screen compared to when we're watching, and it never fails that it's going to be ahead. So unfortunately I can't fix that there. But yeah, it's you know, I just can't fix it. So, again, like I said, let me know in the comments section down below where you guys are watching this race from. Make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you are new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. We are getting ready. I am putting everything together for the greatest day in motorsports coming up next weekend. You know, just kind of putting some of the final touches on that and, you know, what we're going to do with that. If you guys have never seen my live stream before, I literally live streamed the whole day, between the Monaco Grand Prix, and the Indy 500. So yeah, so I live streamed that day. I've thought about live streaming the Coca-Cola 600, which is the NASCAR race. We may do that because obviously in the Indy 500 we've got Kyle Larson, who is a regular in NASCAR. He's racing in the Indy 500, so he's looking at doing the double in both IndyCar and NASCAR. So that may be something interesting to watch. So I've thought about it. We'll see. We'll kind of see where that goes. But anyways, we are now 5 minutes away from starting the race. Grab a quick drink right here. Excuse me. All right, so here we go. Opening credits. We are going. So I watched the race on ESPN2. I don't know where you guys all watch it. We have a 10% chance of rain for the race, so it looks very small. But we've seen some very interesting races when it does rain in Imola. So that would be very interesting to see if we got rain, but like I said, it's only a 10% chance, so we're probably not going to see it. And if you guys are watching this and hoping that I'm going to show video of this, I don't show video of this. Formula One is extremely protective of their content. And if I were to show video, I would get shut down immediately and probably my channel would get terminated. So I'm not. So if you're here looking for me showing the video, I don't do that here. So far, we got 6 viewers. Holy crap! All right. So, guys, make sure if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Putting out tons of content lately, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. I'm putting out all motorsports content now, not just Formula One. I'm going to be starting to cover motorsports more in general. I've seen the comments, and people want to see me cover more motorsports than just Formula One. So I'm definitely heading that direction. So we've got. So I didn't realize that Logan Sargent did not set a time in Q1 as I'm watching the grid run through. I did not realize he did not set a qualifying time yesterday. Again, if you guys are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. We do this for every Formula One race. We'll probably be doing more live streams for more really cool, important races. So we're going to be doing that a lot more. Since now we are, totally covering all motorsports, the really important events is the ones we're going to cover. So, all right, so they're running through the grid. Obviously, Oscar Piastri starting 5th now, where he got the 3-place grid penalty for yesterday. I'm trying not to have the audio play too much, but I also want to be able to hear, when there are issues going on that I can broadcast those to you as well. Getting ready. We are 2 minutes away from the formation lap beginning. Guys, again, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys are watching this race from with me. I'm watching it from the United States, more importantly, Texas. having technical difficulties trying to talk to Karun Chandhok before they go off on their formation lap. Excuse me. Everybody? Are you serious? Nobody's... So they're just broadcasting it, and apparently everybody is starting on the medium compounded tires. There is literally no deviation from strategy whatsoever. That bodes for a quite boring race potentially. I'm going to put one more thing in the description if you guys want to help me out here as well. This would help me out. So let me do this real quick. They finally fixed whatever was going wrong with Karun Chandhok's microphone, so they've got him going. There we go. All right. Fix that issue real quick. All right, so they are on the formation lap, just getting ready to take back up onto the grid. Boy, they are really warming those tires up. Okay, Max is lined up as we start to form the grid once again. All right, here we go. You're going to see the timing screen going before I do, so just... Excuse me. All right, here we go. Logan Sargent getting lined up. Here we go. 5 red lights to the Imola GP, and away they go. Max and Lando getting a really good start. They're side by side a little bit there. Now Max gets ahead. Max just gets a really good getaway there and is able to pull away from Lando Norris to start. Charles Leclerc up into 3rd, Sainz 4th. Everything stays the same. Hulkenberg up into 8th. Hulkenberg getting a really good start all the way up into 8th, just behind the Mercedes. Stroll and Ocon are right neck and neck with each other. Stroll just to the inside. Stroll had to back out of that. But now that's brought Magnussen into play here. Look at that. Max has already opened up almost a second gap on Norris after lap 1. But lap 1, Norris will get DRS on lap 1 here on the front stretch if he's able to keep it within a second. Perez has made his move up into the top 10. So let's see. Biggest gainers, Hulkenberg with 2 spots. Magnussen with 2 spots. Hamilton and Perez are the only ones to gain spots on that opening lap there. So, and Lando's already outside of a second. Leclerc's almost already outside of a second of Lando. Oh, Sergio Perez started on the hards, so he may try to go extremely long to make up positions. This is, by all stretches, it is literally it's a one-stop race. Although you've got Gasly on softs, Alonso on softs, Perez, Zhou, Sargent on hards, everybody else on mediums. All right, here we go. Lap 2, going on to lap 3. Lando's just, their timing screen showing he's just inside of a second, but I don't see it. Magnussen's just starting to get onto the back of Gasly there. This could be a long DRS train coming, not including Norris and Leclerc. Russell's already fallen almost a second and a half behind Piastri. As you can see, the Mercedes are just... It's hard for them to keep up with the top three teams with Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari. Come on, Norris. Let's make this a fight. As has been mentioned a lot during this race weekend as well, this is a hard track to pass on, as both Sainz and Piastri had DRS behind Leclerc. But Sainz, if anything, is just going to protect Leclerc at this point, or Ferrari's going to tell him to protect Leclerc. Yeah, Russell's already a second and a half behind Piastri. Hamilton's dropped a second behind Russell. Hülkenberg's almost 2 seconds behind Hamilton there in that kind of that mid top 10 battle. Yeah, Verstappen's already broken DRS to Norris. The only ones in the top 5 that have DRS are Sainz and Piastri. All right, showing a replay of the... Norris had a really good start off the bit, and then just Verstappen had just found another gear and a little bit more grip to be able to get ahead of him going up into turn 1. So right now, top 20 or top 10: Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Perez is your top 10. Like I said, biggest movers are Hülkenberg, Perez, and Magnussen and Hamilton. They're the only ones that gained positions on that start. Everybody else was losing positions. Excuse me. Yeah, Tsunoda dropped 2 positions. He was the big loser here. Hülkenberg just got a really good start. Because there goes Ricardo, and then now there goes Tsunoda. He's able to get... Ooh! That was close, but nice start by Hülkenberg there. Just a little bit of contact. Yeah, a little bit of contact there between Stroll and Ocon. Nothing other than racing incidents, so there, nothing there to look at. Perez has already dropped a second behind Tsunoda. I would have really thought that with Perez moving up into the top 10, he would have been able to, get past Sonoda and start making his way back up to the front, but that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case right now. Literally, almost every car has broken out of DRS to the car behind. Russell's broken DRS, or Piastri broke DRS to Russell. Russell's broken it to Hamilton. Hamilton's broken it to Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's literally almost broken it to Sonoda. Signs? McLaren is fast. Yeah, because Sainz has lost DRS to Leclerc, so now he's a sitting duck to Piastri. Alonso's already into the pits? What is Alonso already into the pits for? You guys can see on my screen, Alonso's into the pits. I don't know if these softs are just not going long enough. Oh no, he ran a 127 last lap. I think. Oh no, he's out of the pits. Let's see what that would have been. I don't think those softs are going as long as a lot of these teams thought they were going to go. And so they've already had to pit and change off of them. They were great qualifying tires, and when they were running them in practice, everybody thought that those tires were going to maybe potentially be a good race tire, but it doesn't. That does not look like it at all, because Alonso's already had to pit. Gasly may be having to get ready to pit here too very soon, because Magnussen showing just, Magnussen. Let's see, Albon, Gasly, Bottas are all into the pits right now. What is good? Unless the hard compounded tires it literally will go to the end of the race. That's the only thing that makes sense here, why they're already pitting on lap 9. But that promotes Magnussen up into 14th, Joe up into 15th, Sargent up to 16th ahead of his teammate. Perez dropped to 1.5 seconds behind Tsunoda. Now Tsunoda's a second behind Hulkenberg. So it looks like the Haas's have really good pace. Yeah, really good pace on the Haas right now, even though they're 5 seconds behind the Mercedes. Oh, Albon's going slow. I wonder if they didn't get a tire connected. I'm trying to see if it's the right side tire. Almost looked like it wasn't connected correctly. Oh, yeah, so it is. It's a loose tire, and so it sounds like that the loose tire, it hasn't come off the car, but Albon's already gone a lap down now. He's going to have to be very careful not to lose it. Yeah, now they're getting the warning that there's a slow car up ahead. God, what a... There you go. Nice job, Albon, getting out of the way. Albon's going to make it to the pits. Man, that's extremely lucky that Albon was able to get to the pits, but I mean, that's his race over. Wow. What did Williams do this time to screw that up? Like Williams, like everybody thought Williams was gonna be. No, it has. So Jacob, I would say Williams. Yeah, I would. Okay, I see what your point is. So Jacob says, "Ugh, why does Williams insist on undercutting when the Strat has done nothing for them this year?" That's the thing, though, and we're all gonna. I think a lot of Formula One people will say it is that you have to think that the undercut has always been so powerful in Formula One. So every team, thinks that by undercutting, people in front of them, it's going to do something, for them, and that's not the case. So let's see. They're showing Alexander Albon's pit stop here. So let's see if we can tell, as now Ricciardo's into the pits. Yep. Yeah, I can't. It looks like that right front tire was not totally on correctly. But yeah, I can see it. I think it's just the problem is that everybody thinks the undercut is such a powerful move that they always do that. Is now Piastri is attacking. Piastri is going at Sainz right now because Sainz lost DRS to Leclerc, so he has no defense over this except for if he's got any ERS. Ricardo into the pits, so they must be making an early stop because they know these hard tires will go to the end. 2.7 second stop for Ricardo there. Oh yeah, he's ahead of that small little four-person train there between Ricardo, Gasly, Bottas, and Alonso. Okay, so incident involving car number 23. Albon has been noted and may be investigated for unsafe condition of the car, which would have been a loose tire on the car. Tsunoda's now into the pits. Yeah, Tsunoda dived in late last minute there. Let's see how this pit stop went for him. Oh, great stop from RB there. 2.3 for Tsunoda. That was a great stop there. .12 seconds behind Sargent, just ahead of his teammate Ricardo. Hülkenberg into the pits now. Man, Fernando with a slow stop there. Let's see if Hülkenberg can get out in front of Tsunoda. Ooh, the front. Oh, Jesus! Fernando's front brake is on fire. It went out, though. Hülkenberg responding to the Tsunoda pit stop just before that. That promotes Magnussen must be running really well on those mediums. Tsunoda just gets ahead of Hülkenberg for now. Man, Sonoda is flying. Yeah. I think Hulkenberg slowed it down, though, because he knew that he's going to have a lap older or lap fresher tires than Sonoda. Sonoda's already gained like 3 seconds on Sargent. You got to think that some of these guys up ahead are just hoping for maybe a safety car or something that allows them to pit under safety car. Perez is up into the top 10 now, though. He's up into 8th. Yeah, Verstappen just pulling away. Almost 5 seconds. Yeah, now it is a 5-second gap. I feel like Verstappen's going to try to make a statement in this race after last week. Man, Sainz doing a good job keeping Piastri behind. This is literally the only battle on the track right now. The only battle on the track. Sainz is doing a good job, though, keeping Piastri behind. I'm starting to wonder if it wouldn't be a good idea for Piastri to undercut Sainz here. Go ahead and pit and see if he can have a really good outlap to Sainz. I think that may be the move here, is to have Piastri maybe pit on this next lap, although he's running similar times to Sainz. And he's running similar times to his teammate. So, I mean, I don't know. If the hards are expected to go to the end of the race, I almost think that it may be the better call to pit him now and try to undercut Sainz. Or at least force Sainz into an earlier maybe than he wants to pit stop. As they're showing on the screen, they're showing Fred Vasseur, and I don't know who's the team principal at McLaren. I can't remember his name. His name is escaping me at this moment, but they're showing them both on the screen. He's wet, man. He's almost a second. He's almost pulled a second on Piastri. Yeah, Albon's now under the investigation, as I mentioned before. He's under investigation for that unsafe release. Ferrari, we are going Plan B. What does Plan B mean for Ferrari? Because they're 1.7 behind Norris. Maybe a pit stop for him to undercut Norris, potentially? Verstappen broke track limits for the first time at turn 18 on lap 15. So that's his first warning of the day. Tsunoda's now within 4 seconds of Sargent. Tsunoda's one of the first to make a pit stop. Perez just hasn't made up any time on the Mercedes of Hamilton and Russell. I felt like he would maybe make some time there, but on my screen, he's lost 5 seconds to them all of a sudden. Stroll's right behind Perez. Does Stroll go for a move here? No, not close enough. Did he go wide? Ooh, into the gravel he went. Oh. Oh, shit, I went off. Nice job, Perez. So that's why there was that all of a sudden that huge gain in time there. Man, he may have kicked up a ton of gravel there. Did Stroll go wide then? Because he was literally within like 8 tenths, and now he's almost 2 seconds behind him. Ah, very interesting point by Karun Shandok there. That may be why they're not pitting Piastri. If they pit him, he's going to drop down to, because this is one of the longest uh, pit lanes in Formula One, and that would his pit stop would drop him down with the likes of Magnussen, Zhou, and Sargent potentially. So that's why they're not pitting him, and hopefully they would be able to pull a gap to those guys to be able to make that pit stop without falling into them. I have $20 on Perez first retirement. So close. Nice job, Jake. Yeah, I'm not. I can definitely see that. Perez it seemed like Perez was starting to make the inroads, and now all of a sudden Perez has started to fall off again this year. Like and this was the same way last season, that Perez started off really good. He was able to kind of hold with his teammate, and then all of a sudden drops off after the first set of like updates that come to the car. Man, Stroll's car has gotten slow. He's dropped now a second and a half behind Perez. Like, that to me tells me that those Aston Martins, that update may not have gotten them closer to the Red Bulls. Man, Magnussen's still setting personal bests in certain sectors. He just set a certain personal best in Sector 2. Leclerc's keeping a nice gap to Norris. He's not within the second, but it's been around that 1.7 to 2.0 so far. As now Tsunoda's on the back end of Logan Sargent. I wonder, Logan may fight this a little bit. I don't think he'll fight it enough, but I kind of hope to see Logan fight this. Red Bull, my front left tire is not good. That's coming from Verstappen. Russell's into the pits. Come on, Sargent, fight this. Need you to fight this for America, bud. Let's see this pit stop here. Good pit stop from Mercedes right there. 10-second stop and go penalty for Albon for the unsafe condition of his car. Albon will be taking a 10-second stop and go. Man, what a kick in the groin there. That'll be announced on the broadcast here very shortly. 10-second stop and go. That's a very rare penalty you see. So he's got to serve that, I think, within 3 laps, potentially. As Norris is into the pits. Hulkenberg's now gotten to within a second of Tsunoda with Logan Sargent fighting this. Good job, Logan. Let's see this Norris pit stop. A little slow there. 2.4, not too bad though. See, so it's a 10-second stop and go, but that's confusing, I think, to the people at home. They just said he's got a 10-second penalty, which... Nope, Perez gets ahead of Norris. Perez up into 6th now. Black and white flag for Verstappen on track limits. Next break of the track limits, and he'll get at least a 5-second penalty. This could be interesting. I wonder if they're going to mention that on the broadcast. Because the thing is Max is way ahead. Like, I don't understand why he's breaking track limits. Piastri's into the pits, and he's able to get out just behind Stroll and just ahead of Russell. Nice pit stop by Piastri, 2.2, and now Norris gets ahead of Perez. So luckily he didn't spend too much time, and Verstappen's into the pits. I have to wonder if that Verstappen, the black and white flag, because he was complaining that his tires were going off, as he's going to pit and come out in 4th place. And a safety car right now would absolutely kill Verstappen again. Norris is 4 seconds behind Verstappen, so not horrible. Piastri gets by Stroll. Nice job there. Stroll is going extremely long here. Leclerc's into the pits. Sainz into the lead now. Leclerc falls down to, looks like 5th place. Piastri just set fastest lap of the race with a 1:19.907. Albon's into the pits. He's got to serve his 10-second stop and go. He's now 2 laps behind. Hey, Jacob, I think the first person going to retire is going to be Albon, if I'm being totally honest. With the way this day has gone, I think they may end up just retiring him, saving the car a little bit. Magnussen now into the top 10. Tsunoda's finally around Sargent. Hülkenberg's now trying to get around him. Hülkenberg finally around Sargent now, too. So now both Tsunoda and Hülkenberg are both around Sargent. Wow, what the hell happened to Lewis there? Did he lock up going into a corner there? Yeah, I think they'll retire him soon too. He's having a hell of a day. Let's see, Leclerc. There is no fight here against Perez. Right in front of Perez, going into turn 1. Nice job, Leclerc. But Piastri is flying right now because Piastri is only 1.3 behind Leclerc. Piastri gets around Perez now. Sainz into the pits. Sainz knows. Sainz and Hamilton both into the pits now. Hamilton's dropped down to 9th. So let's see. Running order now is Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Piastri. Perez up into 5th. Sainz is now behind him in 6th. Russell, Stroll, Hamilton, and Magnussen are your top 10 right now. Yeah, so Carlos is probably on one of the fresher set of hard compounded tires right now until you see some of these other guys, in the midfield start the pit. Ooh, that may have damaged floor the way he hit that bump. Lewis Hamilton went straight on at Aqua Minerale. Look at Hülkenberg. Nice job there from Hulk. Nice job, Hulk. So now Tsunoda is catching up to Guan Yu Zhou, who's a 1.5 behind him. Hülkenberg's 1.3 behind Tsunoda, but I think Hülkenberg may be saving his tires, whereas Tsunoda's really had to to really work those tires because he had Sonoda or had Sargent in the way and had to fight him so much. Not a lot. Waved blue flag again for Albon. Yeah, there is no way he stays in this race. No way he stays in this race. If he's continually getting blue flags, like it's going to be even hard for him to run a modified like testing session today. Carlos Sainz just behind Perez. He's going to go inside. Nice job, Sainz. Nice pass on Perez there. Nice job. Up into fifth. The thing is Albon's running such fast laps. So had he not had that horrible pit stop where, he would have ended up. Yeah, Albon's into the pits. He's retiring right now. He's into the pits. I bet he's retiring. Something tells me Albon's getting ready to. Unless they're running now a modified testing program, but that's going to be really hard to do today. Piastri on the radio. Ooh. Higher degradation than expected, but it looks like McLaren may go plan C instead of plan B, as now Gasly's into the Gasly, and it looks like Ocon may have both pit there. Okay, back. There we go. Sorry about that. So let's see. Albon did continue going, and now Logan Sargent's a lap down. Gets around him. Now up into 11. Nice pass from Tsunoda there. Great pass. Tsunoda's really flying. Man, Magnussen and Stroll really doing a job on those mediums to... Hulkenberg now chasing down Guan Yu Zhou going into this chicane. Yeah, Guan Yu Zhou's going to pit, so Hulkenberg's going to get basically around him without having to fight him all that much. Did he get at least DRS there from him? Please tell me he at least got DRS. Yeah, he did. Okay, so he did get DRS there. I was wondering. Norris on the radio. Oh, okay. So Norris is saying, "Why are we so slow?" But because it's because everybody else behind is using their tires up with 28 laps to go. They're using their tires up so much more. Now waved blue flags for Gasly. Gasly's getting ready to be lapped. Hamilton's just behind Perez. Well, Hamilton will probably, I would say Hamilton probably waits till the front stretch. Oh, Hamilton's right on Sergio's back. Hamilton's going to make this pass down the front stretch unless Perez puts up a fight here. Perez covered the inside, but now I think he's... Nice job by Perez on the defending there. Got a much better... It almost seemed like he got a much better exit than Lewis did there. Lewis really needed to make that pass there. Wave blue flags for Guan Yu Zhou. Now we're lapping all the way up to 17th. Hamilton's going to get around him on this front stretch. See on the timing screens that he's already made the pass. Albon's made 4 pit stops today. Jesus. Hamilton gets around Perez. Nice job there. Perez will now start to fall back to Stroll because Stroll's only 6 seconds behind him. Oh boy, I think we're about in need of as Perez is finally into the pits. Stroll's into the pits. Does that mean Magnussen's coming in? Yep, Magnussen's into the pits as well. Nice pit stop there from the Red Bulls. All the cars have finally now made pit stops there. Man, what a slow stop for Magnussen there. 3.4. Such a slow pit stop. Why? I don't understand how they have such slow pit stops for Magnussen, but they had a really good one for Hulkenberg earlier. And this is the bad part, too, because now you have Magnussen and Guan Yu Zhou have both been lapped, and so it's going to be a lot harder for them to fight positions because they're going to have drivers behind them coming up, and they're going to get blue flags constantly. Here we go. Who cares? Esteban Ocon around Alonso. How do we not get the replay of Perez around Ricardo? Perez now around Hulkenberg. So Perez will get around... I'm sure that Perez will get around Tsunoda here fairly shortly. Excuse me. We need a safety car here soon. make this a little bit more interesting as Perez gets around Hulkenberg up into ninth. We are going to need a safety car or something to spice up this race a little bit, because this is I'm not gonna lie, this is quite the boring one. Well, yeah, because he doesn't want to get a penalty from. Alonso's into the pits. Hey, Alonso's into the pits. I'm wondering if he's probably about due for a pit stop right now, unless the gremlin issue that he had yesterday has now hit him again. Sounded like they were having an argument over the radio there. Is Alonso back on the softs? You know Yuki's being told let Perez by right now. You know he's being told that. Thank you, Karun Chandok, for that dramatic reading of what Helmut Marko would be like. Oh yeah, he was like, yeah, I'll let you by. I'm telling you, oh, Leclerc's now within a second of Norris. Now this should be interesting. Gets DRS on Norris. There may be a problem with Norris's car. It just seems like he's slowed considerably. Man, that really screwed up Magnussen there. Magnussen just lost a ton of time to Guan Yu Zhou. Yeah, Alonso must be on softs because he just set the fastest middle sector to 27.564. Just that fastest lap, 119.851. Ooh. He's still 2/10 down of Verstappen. I wonder if he took all the life out of those tires. That's a very interesting point. Okay, so now Guan Yu Zhou gets finally lets those guys by. Stroll is flying right now, though, too. Man, really? Let's see here. Any good fights going on? Magnussen versus Zhou may be happening. Stroll versus Hulkenberg for that last points paying position. The problem is Stroll may have done the exact same thing Piastri did, which was he was flying for the last couple of laps and may have taken all the life out of those tires. Come on, Hulkenberg, hold him off. Well, I don't know if it's one race. We'll see whether Karun Shandok said that these upgrades haven't worked, and it's the first race of these brand like a crap ton of upgrades. Like it's one race. Let's call them the like they've blown it. God, we're already lapped all the way up to 13th place. Man, Lance is going to get by him here. Yep, Lance got by him. Damn it. Damn it. All right, now we need Lance to take out Tsunoda. Oh. Man, this is really just... This is not the race Formula One needed at Imola. Like, they really needed a... They really needed a banger of a race here. And this is a snooze fest. I mean, if we're being totally honest and totally frank, this is about as big of a snooze fest as you could have gotten from Formula One today for a track that, you know, has so much history behind it. Yeah, but it looks like Russell, if he wanted to, he could pit and he would be behind Hamilton, but he wouldn't fall behind Perez, though. That's interesting. Norris has shortened that gap. It was about 7 seconds. Yeah, I know, right? And they bash the American races. Thank you for that. Thank you for that point. Yeah, everybody wants to bash the U.S. races, but this by far, we got so much excitement from Miami, and now we're getting such a snooze fest from Imola. Magnussen is just. I felt like that. I felt like Haas needed to keep Nico Hulkenberg and not Kevin Magnussen. I felt like Kevin is just Kevin's that last holdover of Gunther Steiner, and I think Magnussen has fallen off at that team, and just he's not done enough to keep that seat there. But the problem is I don't know who you bring in. Magnussen finally around Guan Yu Zhou. Yeah, for Sergio Perez to be on the mediums, he made no inroads to Hamilton and but Magnussen getting ready to join this battle here in a second. We got some good fights getting ready to happen up in the midfield there from like about 13th on back. Lance Stroll is chasing down Sonoda. This could be the one that takes a couple of them out here. Stroll gets past Sonoda though. Magnussen around Ocon. Man, people are taking such wide. I swear to God, there's been more track limits in this race than they've let on. Nice job by Stroll. Stroll's actually flying. Stroll's had a good strategy here today. So I mean, for him to get back up into ninth after starting 13th in the race today, this is the kind of day that Stroll needed. Is now we see Magnussen on Ocon very early on in this lap. Ocon was going to try to fight back, but no, I don't think so. I think it's just being lap traffic. You were having to let the leaders by. Norris is Norris is now 4.5 seconds behind Verstappen. I have a feeling that Verstappen is just coasting at this point. I mean, he's got 12 laps to go. But here's the thing that now Verstappen has to be careful of. He is on a black and white flag right now. If he breaks track limits severely, like one or two more times, he will get penalized for it. So now Magnussen's right on the back end of Bottas here and should make the... Nice job, Magnussen. Nice pass there. Magnussen up to 13th. Hulkenberg in 11th. Norrison. Norris, I see. I love the rate. I love when they're just like, shut up, I know what I'm doing. Russell's into the pits. Russell's going to do it, though. I had a feeling Russell may be the guy to pull that. Because he's only losing like a point or so. Man, we're almost lapped to the top 10. Perez just runs fastest lap, 1:19.686. Go on to a set of mediums. 2.2 second stop for Russell there. That's an odd... Yep, Russell's good. Just get out of the pits in front of Perez. Ooh. I told you that Verstappen was going to now have to be careful about track limits with, especially now that we're within 3.5 seconds. Norris is within 3.5 seconds of Verstappen. Yep, Albon's retiring. You were right. Oh, I told you. I knew that Albon was going to be the first one to retire in this race. I called it. Sorry, Jacob, for you losing out on the $20, but I was right. I think they got enough testing in for Albon, and they said, there's no point in you just running around here. There's just no point in him running around when he's not going to be able to gain any position. So Max is... Oh, this could get interesting. Lando is within 2.9 seconds now, 2.3. And striking distance is within 5 laps. So we could get a... Come on, Lando. Let's make this a race. Russell runs fastest lap 1:18.589. .1 now the gap. Now we're getting something interesting. Did Verstappen take too much life out of his tires? With 8 laps to go. Two point oh now the gap. Even though Karun's Guan Yu Zhou and Esteban Ocon noted for forcing another driver off the track. That's going to be probably investigated after the race. Norris is up to 1.8 behind him now, as we've lapped all the way up to 10th place. .7 the gap. It's coming down. We could have a race on our hands for the final 5 laps. Come on, Lando. Oh, no further investigation on Zhou and Ocon for forcing another driver off the track. 1.6 is the gap. You know, 0.4 faster on that last lap for Norris. Remember, Verstappen makes one more track limit here, and he's... Very nice, Norris. I'm pushing as much as I can. Thank you. 1.5 now the gap. .7. Norris had a... Oh, Norris is... I don't know if his tires are gone or he's starting to get some snaps every time he comes off of the... I'm going to bring this up now because this is interesting. We've got now from 15th all the way back to 19th. Everybody is within a half a second of each other back there. And so fights are going to... Or no, all the way up to 14th. Excuse me. Bottas, Ocon, Zhou, Gasly, Alonso, and Sargent all within half a second of each other. That could end up in absolute chaos back there. Yep, Verstappen's gone back up to 1.7 on Norris on lap 59 with about 5 laps to go. Leclerc's 5 seconds behind Norris, 7 seconds behind Verstappen. So now Norris is 1.6 behind with 4 to go. 1.5. 1.4. It's coming down. I don't think Stroll he may come up on Stroll towards the end of the race, and that may cause blue flags, but he should be clean sailing at this point. Ooh, Norris goes just a little bit off. I wonder if he stayed within the white there. One 1.4 is the gap. I wonder if both of these guys have lost. See, Norris is 1.2 away now. With 3 laps to go, he's almost within a second. Alonso's into the pits. He may be retiring. Esteban Ocon on Valtteri Bottas. Nice job, Esteban there, up into 14th. Norris has cut the lead down to 1.7, 1.12. What is Alonso doing? Like, what is his point to that? Ooh, his battery is almost empty. Let's see. Norris has 60%, whereas Verstappen has 30% battery. Jesus. Norris is trying with 2 laps to go. Come on, Norris. Let's see if we can get this a fight on the last lap. Almost within a second going on to the last lap. Okay, Verstappen's just got to keep it on track and not break track limits here in this last lap. Nor if Verstappen goes wide anywhere and breaks track limits, he is gaining on him still, up to 8/10. Let's see. No, Max is going to do this. Max is going to do it. As long as he doesn't break track limits in any of these last couple spots. Can't do it. Max Verstappen with the victory holds on over Lando Norris. Leclerc's going to get the final podium position. Three different teams on the podium. Norris was chasing Verstappen down. Wow, what a race. Came down to the end there. I will give it credit. We were starting to wonder whether or not we were going to get any kind of fight there, but Lando Norris did it, and you have to start to wonder, has Lando and McLaren finally made that step towards Red Bull that they're going to be able to fight? Like, that's going to be very interesting to see the next few weeks. But guys, we've got Monaco next coming up, which is a part of the greatest weekend in motorsports. You've got the Monaco Grand Prix, Indy 500. It is going to be a very interesting weekend. We're working on the live stream for that whole day. So guys, thank you for joining me during the Imola GP. Again, Max Verstappen with the victory. Lando Norris finishes second. Charles Leclerc third. Piastri fourth. Sainz fifth. Hamilton sixth. Russell seventh. Perez eighth. What a race from Perez. Stroll in ninth. Tsunoda 10th in the last points-paying position. Hulkenberg in 11th. Magnussen 12th. Ricciardo 13th. Ocon 14th, Guan Yu Zhou 15th, Gasly 16th, Sargent 17th, Bottas 18th, Alonso 19th, and then Albon, the only non-finisher of the race, finishes 12 laps down. He does get classified in the order because he was able to finish at least 75% of the race, I believe. So he will be classified, but that is your running order today. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Guys, make sure you guys slap a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new for more motorsports content on the way. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. For the American Motorsports fan, it's Eric Ringel saying goodbye.